Welcome back to episode 232 of the Gun Guns podcast. I'm your host, Troy.
And I'm your other host, Doug.
We use this podcast to talk about guns and the responsible Christian gun owners' interest. On this show, we'll be talking about NRA 2019 annual meeting in Indianapolis.
Indy.
Indy. We first want to thank Farms Radio Network for sponsoring our bandwidth and for hosting all that content, all those hours of us droning on and lame jokes over the last almost 6 years. So we want to thank them for all of that. Also,
ammo.com. Hey, if you're looking for some ammo, go check them out. Ammo.com. They are giving a promo if you listen to our show. It's if you order $200 worth of ammo, which is not hard to do, they will give you $20 back. And when you check out, use your discount code of God and Guns. And at the very end, they also give back 1% of however much you buy to a charity of your choice that pops up when you purchase some ammo. So it's a very worthwhile cause, and they're giving back some of the proceeds of stuff that you're spending, and the prices are good. So go check them out. Our buddies at ammo.com. Also, our other buddies, Crossbreed Holsters. You've heard us say it before. If you're carrying a gun on your person, in your vehicle, got one next to your bed, Crossbreed's got a holster for you. Go check them out. Crossbreedholsters.com. Carry the cross.
Carry the cross. Well, not an official sponsor of the show. I also want you guys to see the cool patch from Patriot Patch. Well, this is a sticker that came in the mail today. Gave some gave all. And of course, here's the patch. That's a very cool patch.
It is a nice one.
And they got the little artwork. I talked to Ryan when I was at up there at Indy. We talked quite a while. He works for a really cool company besides Patriot Patch, and I was telling him he had some cool patches and cool stuff, but he's got some even more cool stuff over at Ghost Recon. If you've not checked out that stuff, that's some expensive toys that I would like to have. I'm on a budget. I've had to, after this last spending spree of building a bunch of rifles, I've had to restrain myself and tie myself down.
Back her down.
And I was looking at those STIs up there. I was looking at them before the show. Then I saw them again at the show. I got to shoot them before the show. Well, we're getting off topic. Let's stay on our schedule so we don't get lost. This week's guiding activities, Doug. What have you been up to?
Let's see. Let me flip back over to that page here so I can see what I have been doing. Let's see. On the God side, of course, I've been doing my Sportsman's Daily Devotional, and also been sending that out and sharing it just a little bit here and there. Church on Sunday. Also got a chance to actually go for the first time in a long time to Wednesday night service. So we got to go check that out too. The pastor we got at our church now is really good. I like him. He's an old Arkansas boy, so he's about country as it gets. And
is he a duck hunter?
He actually is, and he's a gun guy, believe it or not. So I was actually talking to him last Sunday after it's this past Sunday. Yeah, right. This past Sunday, they had bounce houses and all kinds of stuff for kids, and they had brought in food trucks, so you didn't have to go anywhere if you didn't want to for lunch. You had opportunity right there, and so he came over and sat down with us for a few minutes and was talking to us, and we got started talking about guns and told him about the podcast, and he said he was going to have to check that out, and I said, well, by all means, you have an invite, so hopefully he will. Let's see, gun side. What have I been doing? Of course, everyday carry. I haven't done a lot of hunting in the past week. I've just been too busy. Hadn't got a chance. Saturday, I actually did get out and I planted my garden. Got that going. 5 days, dude. 5 days, and it's already up and sprouted. So that's pretty cool. I thought that was an awesome job. So
I moved my blueberry bushes over to where I need to plant them. That's about as far as I got.
I put some blueberry bushes too.
Yeah, they're already bloomed out. I need to get them in the ground before it gets too hot.
I need to get some of those and plant them. But let's see what else. I got my garden done. That's up. Um, I did get to go look at a new gun the other day, and I found my next investment. And I hope my wife's not watching. She may be. She knows me. But
Shame, my wife will tell her.
I know. So I found a really cool one that I want. And do I need it? No. Do I want it? Yes. But it's a Smith and Wesson 460V, and it's got a 5.5 inch barrel on it. It's ported on the end. And it shoots a 460,
I knew that's what you were getting.
but it will also shoot a 454 Casull, and
Uh-huh.
it'll shoot a 45 long Colt.
Uh-huh.
And
You need that, Doug.
well, I would like to have it to pig hunt with. I really would. I would shoot some pigs with it. I think it would be fun.
Oh
Do I
yeah.
need it? No.
I like to shoot some watermelons with it.
Oh, I know. That would be, dude. Just the way that thing feels. If you've never held one or looked at it, go out on one of the gun sites and pull it up and look at it. It's a Smith and Wesson 460V, and I don't know. I've been wheeling dealing with them back and forth down at the gun shop, and I got them down to a pretty good price on it.
Have you watched Tim at the Military Arms channel shooting that one he's got?
The 460?
Uh-huh.
Uh-uh.
Oh, yeah. He's not a big hand cannon guy, but after that he became one.
Oh, dude, it don't take long. I shot I was up the range one day, and I got a pretty cool video of it. Somebody up there had a Ruger. What was it? Yeah, I think it was a. It may not. I can't remember what it was, but it was a 3-inch barrel, 500 Magnum, and he was shooting 700 and some grain bullets through it. Man, that thing kicked, but it was so much fun. It was funny. The guys I was up there with, when I shot it the first time, I'm like, all right, who wants to shoot? It wasn't one of our guns. It was some people that, how it is on a range. Somebody shooting something. They're like, oh, you want to shoot it? Yes, I do. And
At
I did.
$2 a round, $2.50 a round, I don't know how many people I'd let shoot.
But
That's some expensive ammo there.
he let me shoot it, and then after I shot it, the other two guys that was with me are like, I'm like, here, your guys' turn, man. They're like, no, you can keep that thing. But hey, I handled it fairly well. But I would like to have that 460V. That thing would be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I got the hankering for one right after I saw Tim shooting the watermelons with that one on his video. I was like, yeah, I'd like that, but $700. I don't know what those things are going for, but Smith and Wessons ain't cheap. Yeah, I mean that's at the base is like $700. It's probably 900 to 1,000.
Well, the cheapest one I could find it on Gun.Deals. It was running about $1,200. Oh no, I take that back. $1,100.
Yeah,
And I got the option to get this one for $250 less than that. So, or actually a little bit more than that. But it's a pretty good deal. But like I said, do I need it? No. Do I want it? Yes.
if you were salmon fishing in Alaska and looking out for Kodiak bears, maybe, yeah, but I don't know, man. That's a lot of money for a fun gun.
I know it
It's
is.
sort of like Puff. Puff was one of those things that a lot of money for a fun gun, but it is some things just bring a smile to your face.
They do.
8.5-inch barrel 308 pistols. That's a fun gun. Yeah.
Actually, it's funny you mentioned Puff, because I was actually showing some guys some videos the other day of shooting, and I pulled up that video of shooting Puff when you was down here that time and had it, and I'm shooting it, and you're like, "How you like it?" I'm like, "I love it. You want one now?" Yes. I don't know.
Yeah, I like Puff.
Am I gonna get that gun? Probably not, but you never know. It might go on layaway. You can never tell.
Puff's been in Steel prison now for about, gosh, going on 2.5 years, I guess.
Still prison. What's he doing in there?
Yeah, he just been misbehaving. Yeah, let him out at night every once in a while, and he gets in trouble. Had to put him in there. I guess he's probably learned his lesson. Need to bring him back out. Will, is that all your gun and gun stuff?
That is mine, Andrew. I'm watching the stuff on the YouTube channel, the comment.
Is Andrew heckling us over there?
Andrew is on. He wanted to know what I planted in my garden. So
He
Andrew,
planted he planted glocks
yeah,
and ducks.
Glock, Glock seeds. I was going
Glock seeds.
I was going to plant some seedless watermelons, but I can't find the seeds to plant them.
You ate them.
I did. I got now, Andrew. I've got. Let's see what do I got. I got tomatoes. I got bell pepper. I got jalapeno pepper plants. I got habaneros. I got pink eye purple hull peas, corn, Kentucky wonders. They grow in Georgia, Troy.
Do they?
Yep, I actually planted them in my corn rows, so when the corn gets up, they'll start climbing the corn stalks, hopefully, and I won't have to stick them.
Does the drill run out both sides of its mouth or just the right side?
Yeah, I know, right? But I got quite a bit of stuff out there, so
Oh, good. Good deal. Let's see. My God stuff. I went to Indy and I came back Saturday. Left the Farms Radio Network meet and greet at like 9 o'clock ish because I was driving home, and I got almost back to home, and my daughter, my oldest daughter Daphne, she got off from work early and wanted to go eat dinner, and this was at like 12:30 at night, and I was like, I want to get home. But it was her first end of her first week of work, and so I met her and we ate pancakes at Denny's at 1 o'clock in the morning in Elizabethtown, and then went home after that, and so I got into bed about 3 o'clock and got up and went and did church security Sunday, so that was fun. And then we had a mission team meeting and talking about Montana. We've got another mission trip out there this year, working with an Indian-led church. The pastor is a Native American, um, and we're looking at projects out there, or we're going to be doing a project out there in Billings this summer. So we talked about that. And then, other than just reading the Bible and praying, been doing a lot of praying lately. Um, I've had a lot of our listeners send us prayer requests recently. A lot of people have had ailing parents and injured parents and cancer diagnosis and lots of things going on. So I've been praying for a lot of you guys out there that have been sending in requests here lately. Um, some people at the show I talked to were having some issues, and so I've added them to my prayer list. So I'm praying for those guys, and then I've been praying a lot for my daughter. I don't know. It's just that first girl out of the house, working a full time job at night, driving on the interstate. It's been a hard week.
how's she liking the job otherwise?
She likes the job. It's a lot of walking, and it's a lot to get used to. A lot of conditioning she's going through right now. But Mama and I are up late and up early. We're up late making sure she's okay, and then we get up at like 4:30 in the morning to see if she's on her way home okay. Everything's going well. So it's I don't know, it's just different. With our oldest son Tim, he was just his own man, and we didn't really worry. He did his thing. Something about boys are different than girls being
Oh,
out working.
that is cool, man.
And let's see, on the gun side, of course, went to on Wednesday night before NRA. STI was up at a gun store / range in Louisville, and I happened to have to go to Louisville to pick up my mom at the airport. So I went a little early and got to shoot all the STI guns. They had the 2011s and the new I forgot what it's called now. It's a little staccato pistol. Shot it, and they shoot like butter. Man, it's smooth, and I loved everything about shooting those guns. I mean, it's like laser beams. Wherever you point a sight, that's exactly where that bullet was going to hit, no matter what. It's just that kind of quality workmanship, craftsmanship that's built into those guns. It's just amazing. Of course, for $2,500 to $4,000, they ought to be, but I think the Staccato starts out at like 1,500, but that's a lot. That's a lot of change for a pocket carry, not pocket carry, but an 8-shot pistol, concealed carry pistol. Excuse me for coughing in y'all's ears. But I got to shoot those, and then of course NRA. We'll get into that the main topic, but got to go to NRA, see all our buddies and friends and listeners and co-conspirators. It was a good time. So that's pretty much all my stuff. We here on the farm. We had another tree blow down, take out the fence since the last time we was on here. So I gotta get the fence fixed again. I gotta go through and start just wiping out some of these dead trees. I didn't realize we had so many in the woods, and so I'm gonna probably be doing that for the next couple of weeks. As soon as it quits raining, I need to get hay in the bottoms cut and baled so I can drop the cows down to the bottom and then rotate them in the pastures. They still have plenty to eat on in the upper pasture, but I need to get them down to the lower pasture and get the hay off that. Alfalfa is due, but it's been raining, so I hope it doesn't wipe out like it did last year. We lost a lot of alfalfa early in the spring because of such rains that we had last year.
Blow it
Uh,
down.
yeah, blow it down. Just it lost a lot. Got beat down. Had hail come into it and everything else. So we're hoping that we'll get the alfalfa up this coming week if it dries out enough. Um, Working on that, and I need to plant. Of course, I said earlier the blueberry bushes have been moved, and in my weekly mowing the yard, I mow about 4 acres, and then I mow around the barn lots, and then I mow up and down the roads. So I don't know. I'm probably mowing 7, 8 acres a week of the mower. So I've been looking at hay balers and rakes, and we had an old sickle mower, but I can't find it. So someone has walked off with it or drug it off to a recycler or something. It has disappeared from the farm. So I went around and took inventory of all the equipment we've got remaining. What things I'm going to get rid of, what things I'm going to try to get running again. And then I've been looking for, of course, a square. I want to do a square baler because I want to put it up in the barn. We don't have that many cattle, so I don't want to waste hay by round bale. It just gets so wasted out in the barn lot with a round bale. So we've got a good place to feed them inside the barn in the wintertime. So I'm going to try to go square bale. And been looking around. They're all over the price. So that's one of the reasons I'm budgeting because we're going to have to try to purchase some more large items. Looking to get a fence post driver to start putting up some more fence. So that's things here on the farm that I'm looking at doing. Still need to build a nice range. I mean, I've got an impromptu range that's working for now, but I need to get a rifle range going. I'm looking at my notes, so that's why my head's all over the place. Um, so there's that. Well, that's pretty much everything. We'll talk about NRA here in a minute. EDC carrying the Glock 30S. That's what I carried at the show. I have been carrying the my Springfield XDS and 45 a little bit more often as it's gotten warm and I'm wearing shorts and t-shirts and stuff around the town and here on the farm and stuff. It's just so light and small. I wore it to some funeral. I had a funeral I wore it to, and I had some kind of church service and I wore because I was wearing a pretty tight shirt. So I wore the Springfield XDS. I really love that little gun. You sold yours, didn't you? You had two of them, I think.
Which one?
The little Springfield XDSs in 45.
Yeah, I sold it. I've had like 6 of them.
I love them, man. They're so small and lightweight, and you carry them in the micro tuck, and so they just disappear.
Hmm.
Especially as big as I am, these you can't even see them. But yeah, I'm carrying the Glock 30S, usual medical stuff. I did pick up a new knife, and so I've retired the Ratworks for now, and I picked up a Microtech SOCOM at the NRA, and it of course is an auto because I live in free America, so we are allowed to have autos here if we have concealed carry permit. But picked that up, so I'm carrying that now.
That is nice.
I love this little thing. I mean, it's so light, and it's just the grip's perfect. The groove for your thumb is just get here the camera. The groove for the thumb. The button's easy. I keep going the wrong direction. Button's easy. Uh, it's green, so it might disappear as I get closer back here behind me. No, it's the wrong color green. So
I broadcast
that's
over
that's my concealed carry. What do you got?
it. I have, as always, my Glock 19, and I actually just pulled it off. I was carrying it earlier, so I got it in my Super Tuck Deluxe, and also have the Student of the Gun high visibility night sights on here. Those are the night fission um, high rise sights for it, and they're made of steel. And I'm telling you, if you're looking for a set of night sights to put on one, they go on really easy, and man, they're bright. We was hog hunting the other day, and my son-in-law thought I had my night vision turned on because he could see them glowing on my side because I was carrying it. He's like, "Your night vision's still on." I'm like, "No, it ain't. I don't think so." And he looked and he goes, "Oh, that's your sights on your gun glowing." He said, "I got to get some of those because he just got he carries around a 30S also."
Oh yeah.
I told him, I said, "Well, get them and get the sights. I'll put them on because I bought the tools and stuff when I talked to Jared." Uh, he advised me to get the tool, and I am so glad that I did. And it made it so much easier putting those things on. But they work really good. I can't complain with them.
Good deal. Well, you got some feedback. Looks like.
We do got some feedback. Let me pull that up real quick because I left it. I didn't have time to. I didn't have time to pull it. It's actually an iTunes review. We got 5 stars from T Larson 02, April the 30th. He says, "Evening, Troy and Doug. I have been listening to the podcast for years. I do a lot of driving for work, and this podcast is always on during my drives. I always look forward to the scripture and the discussion about it, learning what God has for me through you two, and also how the scripture is so applicable and alive today. Are some of my favorite parts. I am an American patriot and love this country. I love how you two speak about this country and how God was the center of its founding. Firearms are a huge passion of mine, and the Second Amendment drives who I am with respect to them. Thank you both for sharing God's calling on your lives with us and drawing us closer to Him. Thank you for bringing knowledge about firearms and this amazing country too. I look forward to every episode, and God bless you too. Sincerely, Tim Larson."
Cool.
That was awesome. Thank you, Tim. If anybody else gets a chance, if you get a chance and you're out on iTunes, hey, drop us a review. Help out our Canadian buddies, eh? Give us even if you give us a bad one, just give us one. But um, get a chance, go out and do one. We do appreciate it very much so.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Even the people that hate us in Canada.
Our Canadian friends, eh?
Eh?
Hey, did you also notice that I am back in the man room, gun room,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
tonight, and you notice in the back I have changed out the Hello Kitty that my granddaughter has in the other room
Yeah.
for my "Don't Tread on Me"
Gadsden flag.
my gat flag. Don't tread on me. So feels good being back in here with all my guns again. It's just so nice.
It's a good deal. Let's see. I've got people messaging me and everything else at the same time. It's throwing me off here. So, Bible verse tonight, we're coming from Romans 8, verses 5 through 8. I'll be reading the ESV version. For those who live according to the flesh set their minds on the things of the flesh, but those who live according to the Spirit set their minds on the things of the Spirit. For to set the mind on the flesh is death, but to set the mind on the Spirit is life and peace. For the mind that is set on flesh is hostile to God, for it does not submit to God's law. Indeed, it cannot. Those who are in the flesh cannot please God. Again, Romans 8, 5 through 8. And I think it's very applicable to today's world we see. We see people who are not, who do not show any love for God or God's people, for Christians especially. They want to do what they want to do in the flesh. They want to live out every nasty sin, every vile uh, uh, form of sexuality and bestiality and disgusting lifestyle. We see that warring against the people of God. We see that warring against traditional American values, which were based on Christian Judeo values. And so when you have that kind of lawlessness that is that of the devil, I mean, the devil is the agent which is in control of the fleshly desires of this world to steal, kill, and destroy, looking to see whom he can destroy in this world. And so there are a lot of people who are freely giving themselves over to his dominion and allowing themselves to be used and abused and destroyed. And so it can get depressing if we aren't staying in the scripture, if we're not keeping our faith firmly rooted in Jesus alone. And you do that by reading the scriptures. So this week, this verse has helped me because I just see that there is a good portion of what of the United States, of the world, that is just openly uh, attacking the values of Christians, just openly attacking godly values, openly attacking um, anyone who has a life that is not just soaked in debauchery is attacked these days. And it is, it is a spiritual battle. And a lot of these posts, I see people posting and they're like, well, we think it's because of this, or we think it's because of that. And I'm like, it's a spiritual war, guys. It's spiritual battle you're seeing in the streets, on the social networks, on television, across the world. You're seeing a spiritual battle, the battle of those who are of the Christian Judeo backing, who are trying to live up to God's standards. And with the help of Jesus, as long as we were able to do that. And you see those who are hating all those things that are of God. And so it is definitely a spiritual attack. And so, in order to fight, we just finished up the series last week of spiritual, having your full armor on. And so you need to be rooted in the scriptures. We've talked about this, and you need to have on the breastplate of righteousness, and you need to, have the salvation, the belt of salvation, and faith. All these things that we need to have, but you need to be rooted in the Word. If you're taking your feeding at the trough of Rush Limbaugh, or at the trough of Fox News, or at the trough of, Lord forbid, CNN, you will be depressed. You will be overwhelmed. You will be uh, beat down. But if you take your feeding from the Word of God and your nourishment from the Word of God, then your hope will be increased, and your faith will be restored, and your boldness to declare the gospel will be uh, at hand. You will have the tools at hand to go to battle, because it's a spiritual battle. Everywhere you go, everything everyone you talk to, there's a spiritual battle raging for their soul and for your soul. And so it's best to be prepared. Just as we strap on a gun and go out ready to defend ourselves, and just as we put on, take care to take other everyday carry stuff. You should, be prepared mentally and spiritually for the battle it's coming ahead. And as that spiritual battle rages more and more out of control, I think you're going to need those firearms more, more and more in the future. I mean, we had the former, who was it? The former, was it NSA or FBI guy said that as we get closer and closer to the 2020 elections, that the Democrats are going to become unhinged and they're going to become violent, is their predictions, and that there will be great turmoil and battles. Uh, so he was suggesting that you're preparing yourself for that future. As we know, whoever is reading the Bible, that the Bible's already foretold all this, that we're going to need to be prepared for this spiritual battle, and it's going to get worse before it gets better, but then it's going to get really good afterwards. So,
Yes.
Doug, you want to jump in here? Don't let me hog this up.
No, you're right. I've been, like I said, I've been watching a lot of stuff as I saw the same thing you were talking about. As it gets closer to the election, it's going to get like it was last year, or what, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, whatever it was. Um, they're going to start fighting and calling out everybody. If they don't get their way, then they're just going to battle about it. But they call us the ones that are. They say that we're the ones that cause the trouble, which I don't see.
Yeah, yeah. They always project what they themselves are doing is usually what's going on there. I watched I watched. I talked about John B. Wells before. I like some of John B. Wells is a he walks on the line of being racist in a way, and then that is rooted in the fact that his wife is from South Africa, and her family's had to flee there because of the uh, current political climate. Them pretty much have they're getting killed if they don't get out of there if you're white. Um, and there was a good, but I think he's got a good head on his shoulders, but sometimes it comes across that he's racist, and I don't think he necessarily is racist. I think he just is. He has such an animus towards the way his wife and their family was treated that he somehow is walking a tight line. So I don't put my stamp of approval behind him about everything. But there's no perfect people except for Jesus, and they nailed him to a cross. So we take what we can from the good, and the bad parts of it I'll stand against, and I'll let you guys know. There was an interview he had last night. Oh, it was May 2nd, episode 1113. Joshua Phillip, who is a writer for Epoch News. I don't know if you guys have ever read Epoch News. I see every once in a while it's posted on the Epoch Times. It's a physical paper that has a regular subscription, but he was talking about um, communism, the origins of communism, what its ultimate designs are. And if you guys have opportunity to listen to that episode, I think you can join like right now for like 2 weeks for $5. But it was very enlightening on how the ultimate goal of the communist originators was to oppose anything, any religion. So whatever, especially Christianity. So whatever religion, you're going to do the opposite of what the religion says to do. And so the ultimate goal is it's synthesized down as he breaks this down is to move people from capitalism to socialism, from socialism to communism. And at the end of the communism is to break the family down, to break down the society, to break down all religions, and to subjugate humans to allow them to be completely free of anything that would condemn them of being an animal like they were, and so that your full animal nature would reign. And so you would kill if you wanted to kill, you would rape if you wanted to rape, you would steal if you wanted to steal, you would do whatever you wanted to do, and nobody would say anything against you because that was their ultimate goal. Marx and Engels is their ultimate goals in their writings. And it was when you get to the further, deeper levels of that, it's because they were satanic worshipers. And so this whole communism and then using the front door of socialism to get people in is to pull them in and then start tearing them down and tearing down their values and making them nothing more than beast, with letting the beast, the flesh, rule their lives, and nobody to say anything against it. If anybody said anything against it, how they behaved, they were eliminated. They were killed. You're gone. And that is the ultimate goal of the communist agenda, is to take away everything of love, everything that is of God, everything that is of peace, everything that is of restriction and virtue and withholding from your animal nature, to destroy that, to attack that, to take that away, and anyone who would not go along with that, to kill them, so that they would have no obstruction to their whatever they want to do. No limit. And when you see that broken down, that was a great interview. Uh, I think he's got several articles out there. You could Google him and read some of his articles. But his name is Joshua Phillip. It's Phillipp. Uh, and the synopsis or the interview he gave really just helped put that into perspective, that we're in a spiritual war. It's not just, and I'm not saying capitalism is godly. I'm saying capitalism is the system which we are here in the United States, and which has succeeded more than anywhere else because it's based upon the fact that you're willingly trading something for something. You're not forced to give something for something. You're not required to purchase something. True capitalism is the free trade of values, be it money or be it services or be it whatever. But how that the goals of Engels and goals of Marx were to uh, tear that down, to tear down the family, to promote any kind of sexual immorality, to promote murder, to promote rape, to promote whatever it was that made the flesh happy, to get to that goal where there's nothing condemning them of their sin, in essence. And so, for any Christian who says that socialism is godly, they are very misunderstood. They do not understand what they're talking about. Socialism is where the government takes over the the ability to produce, the ability to for you, controls what you're able to purchase, controls what you're able to do, controls what you're able to build, what you're able to manufacture, and restricts you, and takes those things not for the betterment of man, but to lead us to the path of destruction, to lead us to the path of communism, which leads on into what Marx's and Engels' perfection was, that nothing would restrict them from doing whatever they desired. So when you understand it in that context, it helps you really get a grasp on the spiritual battle we're in and how we need to use the spiritual tools, namely prayer, namely knowing what the scriptures say in order to rebuff those who are of their father, the devil. Right. So a little add to the Bible verses, but that was just a really apropos um, interview I listened to last night right before going to bed. It was a great thing to to put in your mind before you go to sleep.
Mm.
But I'm telling you guys that it is heating up out there. Hillary's come out of retirement or whatever she's been hiding, and is uh, calling for Barr to be what was it? Be impeached.
Yeah.
They're all starting to scream because I think they know that the real investigation has started, and they're square in the headlights of the big old truck, Trump train or whatever coming down the track. They are squealing like pigs out there right now, and they're going to get louder and louder and louder. And if they are true to their communist brothers and sisters, they will do like uh, Bill Ayers or whoever. He'll blowing up stuff. They'll be blowing up stuff. They'll be shooting up stuff. They will start riots in the streets. So it's best that be prepared. Spiritually, of course, first, mentally for what you're about to see, because what you're going to see is going to be spun by this fake news media
Hmm.
to make it look like that the good guys are the demons and the bad guys are the good guys. They've been doing that ineffectively, except for their willing idiots or useful idiots that still follow them for the last 2.5, 3 years. Well, for longer than that, but there's a lot going on, guys. So make sure you've got lots of water or the ability to purify water. Make sure you've got a big Berkey or some kind of good filtration system, because I do not put it past them to try to bring down as much of the U.S. government and its infrastructure as possible to to distract us from getting to the bottom of this coup. And it was a coup. And I'm not trying to get political on you guys here, but if you don't guys don't realize there was a coup going on, uh, there was a coup going on. So make sure that you got some food to get you through some shortages at the market or whatever. Get some peanut butter. It's cheap. Canned vegetables and stuff that doesn't require refrigeration, and get you some stuff put away. Get some pastas and stuff like that, and things that you can fix on a campfire or on a grill. Make sure you got a couple extra canisters of LP for your gas grill, or a few extra bags of charcoal in case things go crazy for a little while. Maybe even a backup source of electric. If you're like with me, a CPAP machine, you need a generator so that you can still sleep well at night, or keep your freezers still cold should you be without power for a while. Because we got some we got some evil people about to go down. I think I'm praying,
We hope.
and they still have levers on several things, and they have friends outside of the states that might try to help save their um, traitorous rear ends. And I'm going to let it go at that. All right, NRA Indy. Not to put anything dark on you guys, but I'm just, from everything I'm seeing, I'm thinking I'm going to order a little bit more, a few more boxes of MREs, and I'm gonna make sure I got enough filters for my Berkey filters. And that NRA was great. So it was good to see. I got to see Jared. He came into town. Of course, um, Professor Paul was doing treatment last week, so he was not able to attend. Jared was came in and met with a lot of his LMI people, and it was good to talk to him for a while. I got to talk to him a little while before he had his meeting, and ran into him a few places. Talked to Charlie over there at Atlas Defense, and he said, "Yeah, man." He said, I was talking to Doug." He said, I said, "Man, you ought to be here."
I know.
He said, "You tell him that he should got his way." I said, "Well, he's taking care of his wife and his family." He said, "I know." He said, "But he said, look forward to seeing him next time we get an opportunity." So got to talk to him, Joe Mo, all the usual suspects, Zach, all at Eccles Defense.
You
Those
know,
good guys. Go
while
ahead.
you're talking about those guys, I did get to watch Jared when they were with Joe and the guys from Atlas, and they were doing the kickoff promo for the new lower,
Mm-hmm.
the student of the gun lower.
Yeah,
So if you get a chance,
it's a pimp hand
it's the
lower.
pimp hand lower. It's let's see, if you ever watch Student of the Gun, you know part of the stuff. It's so safe is called quiet time, and fire is called what do they call fire? Um,
I can't remember. I was standing right there when they was in the video. I
I
can't.
can't remember what they call it, but and if you put a binary trigger or something in it, uh, it's he calls it the man. I have just lost all my thought. I cannot think of. Uh, oh, sweet Buddha, sweet Buddha.
Sweet Buddha.
Yeah, sweet Buddha for full. If you can go full auto, if you have one of those, or if you put a binary trigger in it, it's still sweet Buddha. But it's a very nice looking lower.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to help those guys promote it just a little bit tonight while we were talking about it. It's $20 to reserve one. I think I looked them up the other day because I was fixing to reserve my own. Um, they're $129 plus shipping. $20 to reserve it, and they're very nice lowers. Joe and them make some good stuff. But part of the proceeds go to um, Paul to help. Hey, you got cows behind you.
Ooh.
But they part of the proceeds from the sales of the lowers go to help Paul in his GoFundMe uh, for his cancer treatment. And
Right.
Jared said something that was really good because I got to watch a lot of the stuff live from Indy, even though I wasn't there. I got to see the stuff. But Jared made the comment when he was talking, introducing the new lower and stuff with Joe, and he said, if you're a working guy, uh, having cancer is expensive trying to stay alive if you work and have a job. And I was like, man, that is so true, because if you don't do anything, like you get free health care and all that nonsense. People that do work, you got to pay for it out the wazoo. So we just wish Paul the best with his treatment.
Yep. They're keeping me updated. If you've donated any money, I've posted it on our site, on Gun Gun site. If you've donated any money, Jared's good about keeping everybody up to date on where the treatment is and the cost. I mean, I think they're looking at like $500,000 for the treatment. And so I know a lot of the industry guys have stepped up and helped out. Jaeger's been helping out. So I did what I could do, but every little bit helps them out. Um, let's see, but I got to hang out with Murray and Nathan and Carol and who else was there? Carol's daughter. Her name
Carly,
was Carl. Yeah, slips my mind. Got to hang out with him for a while. Had some listeners stop by in the aisles. I met lots of people in the aisles. I was at some place. I was looking at some new ears, electronic ears, and I forget what kind they were now. I bought them. They're in a box somewhere. But I was there, and a couple came up and introduced themselves. And I saw the backpack, and I saw you. I was like, "Well, that makes me feel good. You saw the backpack before you saw me." But they came up and introduced themselves, and just I don't. I've talked to so many people over those 2 days. I couldn't even tell you. I'd say at least probably 40 to 50 people and couples at the show, and then we probably had about 8 that came to the FRN party afterwards Saturday night, and it was good to hang out with them. Saw Zeke at the show, Zeke Stout from Master of Arms and Talking Lead, and he's got a he's got a podcast now that with I should have wrote all that stuff down. Oh, the Mandrill girl, what's her name?
from the show.
Yeah,
Um,
Jessica. Is it Jessica? I think it may be Jessica Mandrill. Or Vanessa. It's Vanessa Mandrill, isn't it? From Zeke's show. No, it's not from the Master of Arms show. From his new podcast show.
oh, okay, I have.
She's been coming to the show a long time. It's Rob Pincus's daughter, so it is.
Oh, okay.
If you've met her, well, not the one that I'm trying to think which one you've met. I don't think you've met either of his daughters. one got married. She and I think it's Vanessa, is getting married this fall. She said Zeke's going to be one of the bridesmaids.
Said Zeke was going to be.
6'8" Zeke standing over there, the bridesmaids. That'd be interesting. I said, "You gonna make him hold flowers?" She goes, "Yeah."
Gonna make him stand on the bottom step of the. Hey,
Uh,
did
I,
you get a chance?
I,
Did you get a chance to see Marty?
I didn't. I don't think Marty was there because he said something you had to tell me about the NRA. So I was watching one of his shows on the way to where was I on the way to church Wednesday night on the way to church. He had a live Instagram or something. I just clicked on it and he said, "Hey Troy," he said, "You have to tell us what happened in NRA," and we weren't very good signal. I was like,
Yeah,
I,
he was out in Utah the week
"Oh,
before with Charlie Melton trying to make a shot,
oh, that world record shot, yeah."
record shot 3.5 miles.
Golly.
He was shooting it was a 408. Um,
Chevy. What do they
uh,
call the thing? The Chevron.
no, it started with a T.
Oh, really? There was a.
I can't think of the name of it. It's it's a made round.
It's that one they had at Iraqi veterans shoot last 4.8. I forget what it's called, but it's a long range, high power round. Blows
Yeah,
right through your steel armor.
yeah.
So I got to talk to. Let's see, Craig at Miltech. He's a good friend. I picked up some pins from him, some tactical pins, and he's got some more cool knives. You guys saw that karambit knife I've got. Uh, he's got tons of those now, and he's got a Balisong folder that he tried to talk me into. I said I wasn't coordinated enough, and I would end up cutting myself or stabbing myself in the foot when I dropped it. So, I don't know if did you ever have a Balisong?
Uh-uh.
A butterfly knife, the flip flop
Oh
knife.
yeah. I've had those.
Yeah, he's got one. It's nice. I mean, it's really well built. Got to talk to the guys over at gosh, Battle Horse Knives. They had that bad fire, I don't know, 3 or 4 months ago. Burnt up their factory, and they rebuilt the whole factory in like 3 days and got back up in production. It was amazing, and got to talk to those guys. Got to look at. They had some really cool knives there at the show. More money than I'd brought with me, so I didn't pick those up. And who else did we talk to? Talked to guys at Ruger. Talked to guys at Colt. It's nice to see Colt actually have guns. In the last year, year before last, I was at Colt, and they had safes and they had apparel, and they didn't have but like two guns. I'm like, you gotta be serious. So now they're back with the what was it, the Cobra, the Diamond, all those revolvers from back in the 80s, the
Colt Python, Anaconda.
Python, yeah, all that stuff. So it's good to see them back with actual firearms. I don't know who propped them up because I know they didn't have any money. They got some kind of contract, military contract, so they must have reinvested it. There was a lot of people in there looking at those Colts and stuff. So I looked at the Colt Commander, and man, it feels good in the hand. I got a picture of it that I posted up yesterday, I think, or maybe today. Uh, Good feeling gun. Had a good smooth action. Probably want somebody to go over it and do a trigger job on it, but I looked at those. I looked at Wilson Combat has some really nice guns. I looked at Les Bauer, talked to those guys. Um, Skinny Medic, he's got his own podcast on the Farmers Radio Network now. I think I may have mentioned that before. We're going to have Dietrich on down the road, hopefully soon. We were supposed to have Crossbreed on today. I'm losing my voice, Doug. But the holsters he'd sent out had not arrived yet, so we're going to have him on as soon as we get those holsters from the show to show you guys. So who else did we see? I saw Greg, and I saw Oops, can't say who that is. So
Oh, Greg Hopkins.
so Greg Hopkins, yep, and talked to him for at great length. He was there with Polite Society podcast bunch. So if you guys remember, Polite Society asked me to be on their show and to talk about gun ownership from a Christian perspective, as we say here on the show. And I said that he probably ought to invite Greg Hopkins on as well. And so we took Greg Hopkins on the show, and he has been on there a bunch since. And so he's good friends with all the guys over the Polite Society podcast, which I'm friends with as well. And so they had set him up with Galco. Galco Hosters gave him a spot to do a book signing, like 6 times over the 2 days. And so he was there doing that. And pray for Greg. His health is, he was having a little bit of a hard time at the show. The medical condition he's got gives him vertigo and gives him balance problems, vision problems. And so he was struggling. He was wearing himself out. If you've not been to a NRA or a shot show and on your feet for 12 hours a day and walking,
Oh,
uh, it
for sure.
can it can wipe you out, especially if you're already dealing with a medical condition. So, uh, just you guys remember Greg? He's a good friend of ours and great guy. Got to talk to him. Who else did we talk to? Oh, got to talk to all the FRN guys. Most of them I met at the show and after the show at the meet and greet. Tony was there. I mean, the whole gang. Our buddy, uh, gosh, I'm drawing blanks. Our buddies, Michael Eisland was there.
Mike didn't have too far to go, did he? Because oh,
In Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I mean, it's about
yeah, he
five,
is.
6 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But he had a good time. Seemed to. His guy that's on the show with him, we met him. I think we saw him in Indianapolis. I mean, Nashville last time. I think when we were in Nashville, we met his co-host.
Jeremy or the other
No,
one?
the other one. No, he's got 5 now. I think he's got a bunch on there now.
Mm.
So met up with those guys. Met up with Ghost Recon, our buddies Ryan, and saw all their cool stuff. And they've got some cool guns I really like.
Hey,
Maxim Farms. I got to talk to those guys. I'm gonna try to have one of them send me a T&E gun
for who?
for me.
Oh, where?
Maxim.
Oh,
They got a short barrel like ARs, but like this, and
oh, nice.
it's it's nice.
Hey, that gun Charlie was shooting, I had to. It was killing me. Um, that was a shy tack that he shot,
Yeah,
that he got the record with. What, last year in like December, I think it was. He shot it was a 408 shy tack, and he hit a target at 5,000 feet. No, 5,000. Well,
yards.
yeah, yards. So it would have been what, little right at 3 miles. So he was shooting 3.5 miles this time. It was 6,120 some yards, but it was a 408 Tejas.
Yeah, those are some crazy rounds.
Did you see any of the videos that they were posting from out there?
No, I saw the post, but I didn't actually watch the video.
Man, I was watching them live. Marty was streaming the majority of it live, and dude, I'm gonna go and tell you, he was laying down in a prone position shooting. It was really windy. They were out in Utah out in the flats, and the target was out there. He was shooting the gun laying down in the prone position, and I kid you not, the barrel was angled like that.
It's artillery.
And they had it was, and they had a special, the scope that,
riser on the scope.
well, the scope that they had mounted on it, it was mounted on some kind of a curvature that set on the top of the rail where it would it would take into consideration the angle of the barrel,
It's
and
artillery.
you can basically look straight through. I know that thing was huge.
It has to sit offside to the barrel so that the barrel doesn't block it.
It elevated it some way. I don't know how it did
The
it.
rifle's up like this, and the scope's on the side, so they can. Yeah.
It was the craziest thing. But man, I kept watching every time Marty would go live. I'm like, oh, I gotta watch. I gotta watch. I gotta watch Charlie make this shot. And I I don't know if he actually. I never did see him actually make the shot because it was so windy. I'm not sure he actually got it done on
I
that.
think he did. I saw a
Did he hit
post
it?
where yeah, he got it.
See,
Yeah,
I didn't see the hit one.
yeah,
He had a spotter team that was down by the target somewhere. I don't know what they were behind, a berm or something, but they were marking. It was 25-second flight time on the bullet from the time he pulled the trigger till they got impact at 3.5 miles. That is crazy.
yeah, yeah. That's a whole nother sport in all of itself. That's a rich man sport there.
I guess it was probably what, $20 a shot.
Every bit of it. I'm sure those cases are like handmade,
Oh yeah.
some kind of special primer, and yeah. Oh well.
It was pretty cool though.
Yeah. I'm rattling my brain trying to remember everybody else. I talked to Western Powders about reloading stuff. Went to and saw the Dillon reloaders, Dillon Precision. I pretty much saw everything in there. I'm trying to think of anything that really stood out.
Did you go by Benelli at all?
I walked by it. I didn't go in because it wouldn't do me no good. My budget for shotguns is not there. Nobody ever lets me come duck hunting with them. So
Hey, it's an open invite, brother.
let's see what else did we do. Oh, went by and saw our buddies at Lone Wolf, Jr. the owner, and talked to Zach and saw all their wares and caught up with those guys. If we have time, I'm probably going to go. I'm going to try to go on out to Idaho when we finish up our mission trip. We're going to drive out separate from the team, and I'm thinking about going on up to Kalispell, on up into Glacier, and seeing Lyman or buddy Lyman Bishop with Hoplite Armor, and try to stop in and see those guys. Stop in and see a bunch of our buddies up there at Falcor, and going over to Lone Wolf on the other side of the mountain. See those guys. Might try to stop see Casey. He's a little bit further south. He's a couple hours. Casey Betzold from Interiors Alliance, and I don't know if we'll make it out to see anybody else or not. That's my goal. I don't know. It depends on how our budgeting goes. We're trying to pay off some debt and clean up our finances right at the moment.
I know somebody else at the NRA you got to see.
Who's that?
Our buddies.
Yep, Celtic.
You were over to Keltec booth one day. I saw a picture from that.
Yeah, me and Chad talked a little bit. Stopped in, saw those guys. Had somebody photobomb us. What was his name?
Did you talk him into giving us some T&E guns to play around with?
I don't really push hard. Oh, I did go to FMK and checked out their guns. I saw a review that man, getting old is just not fun. Saw a review of the FMK from one of our friends, and his name is Such. I know his real name, but I'm not going to say it. But it's also a review Such did on the FMK, and it's pretty much like It's like a 1911 frame and a Glock 19 upper, but it's got a good soft feel to it. It's like a overmold, like if you know, like a Hogue grip, how it has that overmold feel. It's got that kind of lower on it, and the fit and finish wasn't the best, but Such was saying it was a good gun and he liked it and everything. I've heard other people say they hated it. When I posted it, somebody said that it was a Jam-O-Matic, and I
Jam.
took, yeah, I took it apart and looked at the barrel and I said, "Where you get these barrels from? You buying them or are you making them?" He says they're making them in house, and so I don't know a lot about it. I got the contact information for the marketing guy here, David, and so I posted that I was sort of interested in trying to do a T&E on it, and they said they'd send me one. So I'll be getting one of those here. I guess as soon as I got one freed up to check that out. Because what I liked about it was they had it in like purple, and they had it in like a different colors. I mean, it wasn't black guns. They had tan, and they had it like an olive drab and the desert, whatever you call it, flat dark earth.
Mhm.
Lots of different colors, which was nice. And I was looking for something for Daphne because I mean she'll be 21 soon, and so I was looking for something for her, and it was a nice size. It was double stack. I think it's 14 plus one. It's like one down from the Glock 19, but I just didn't like the barrel. It didn't give me a good feel. It looks exactly like a Glock 19 barrel. It looks exactly like a Glock. The upper slide looks like a Glock 19 upper, pretty much. It takes Glock sights. You can put Glock sights on its slide. So I mean, I think it was pretty much a duplicate of a Glock 19, and they put in the real long extractor bar for, I guess, to go around some of the patents or something. But I did like it. It's got a bullet loaded chamber indicator on the back of the gun. It strips down just like a 19. Um, so I'm sort of curious to try it out. And when I went over to Lone Wolf, I told Zach, I said, you guys ought to see if you can make barrels for these guys, because I said that barrels sort of look crappy. Take a look and see if you guys get some work out of it. I said, I think it looks like a fairly squared away gun, and you guys out there may own them and maybe cursing me out about ratting on them. But I've not shot it. I don't know. Such says he likes it, but you know, I, he may have got a cleaned up, tuned up, finally polished one that was sent to him. You never know on the T&E guns. I might get one that's all had all the edges deburred on it and cleaned up to the point where it shoots like a dream. But you just don't know until you get one in your hands, get to try it out.
Yeah, I did actually get to put in my hand the other day the new Glock 48. So it's the first time
Oh,
I got to feel that. It actually felt okay. It's kind of like a 19 as well, except in a single stack, and I don't particularly care for that. But the single stack it's just too small in my hand. I don't know.
48. What caliber is that?
9.
It's a 9, so it's
Mm,
like a 43, but bigger.
yep, yep.
It's got a 1911 angled frame, or
No,
it's just a single stack.
it's just a single stack. They got two. They got the 43X, which is a little bit longer on
Yeah.
the grip.
It's like the 19X. It's got a 17 grip and it's a 19 upper.
Yeah, and then they
So
got 48, which is it's a little bit longer than the 43. It's the barrel's longer and the grip is the same size as the 43X, but it gives you more of a like a 19 feel
hmm.
um, in a single stack 9, and it's got the it's weird looking after messing with blocks for all these years. It's got a silver slide on it, so that kind
I
of
saw that at the show. I just didn't realize what it was.
it's kind of weird looking.
I went through Glock and looked at some stuff. Glock is just like a SIG booth. When you go in there, you got like elbow people out, kneecap them to get the gun. I mean, you got to throw people to the ground to actually get up to the gun.
Mhm.
They just hover around it and you can't get to anything. You stand there and wait, and they just look over your shoulder at you like, I'm just going to stand here all day and play with this gun. I'm like, man, I could kneecap you right now. Sig was the same way, man. I couldn't even hardly get to the booth. I wanted to look at some guns, and every time I go up, some little teenager bop up there and grab a hold of an SBR or a pistol or something, and I'm like, "Argh." And
You,
that thick pile of carpet, man. You guys at SIG, if you're listening, get rid of that thick pile of carpet. You're gonna kill somebody with that stuff. I tripped all over the place. I drove staggered around like a drunk, tripping over the thick carpet.
it is nice to stand on for a while though when you've been out there on the floor for a while.
Now when people stepping on your toes, everybody's standing in there. Ooh.
It's a SIG.
Any place that had a chair, man, there's a pile of the butt stretched out. That's what I like about Lone Wolf. Those guys have got it set up a secret lair in the back. You get to go in the back. They always let me go back in the back. I go back in the back, sit down, like, they got a refrigerator with a bunch of water bottles and drinks. Go there and rest them dogs for a little while.
That's it. That's it.
JR is the best dude I know out there in Idaho. He is cool as can be. He is a nice guy. If you guys ever get the chance to talk to JR at Lone Wolf, he is a fine gentleman. All right. So yeah, NRA. So NRA had a blow up. Let's keep it going. We're getting here. What, 10, 11? Oh man, people are going to bed on. Steve probably didn't went to bed. Oh no, it's a Friday night. He don't have to work tomorrow, does he? If he's still on there, you have to see what he comments. So NRA had a blow up. Second year in a row. The president or Oliver North was supposed to serve 2 years or 3 years, and he resigned at the thing. The leadership up there is in turmoil. We need new blood in there. We need to get these people that are compromising with our rights and selling our rights away in the NRA board out of there. Got to talk to Timothy Knight after the show. I got to talk to him at the show. He came to the FRN meet and greet. If you guys know Timothy Knight, he's a great guy. He's on the NRA board, and he was worn out and he was frazzled, and he has yet to say what happened in the meeting, but it was sort of rancorous. A lot of people are unhappy. A lot of us gun guys have expressed our animus towards the decisions of the board to get behind some of these stupid ideas they're floating around with red flag laws. You have to have due process. If there's no due process, you can't do it. And you have to be first you've got to show that that person is of danger or has committed some crime. Outside of that, then you're violating their rights, and I'm against it. I'm against it.
Yeah, I don't like it either. I mean, who was it? It was either Maryland or Massachusetts. One had just passed that the red flag law.
Mm-hmm.
They went into a guy's house because somebody said that he was unstable and he wanted to go take his guns, and they met him at the door. He had a gun, but then he put it down when he started talking to the cops. They told him what he was there for. He went to pick it back up, and they killed him.
Yep,
just shot him, killed him. So
yep, he would have been alive had it not been for red laws.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't know. I mean, he could have been a whacked out drug guy. You know, it's hard to know the situation, and it's a difficult situation. I mean, you do have some legitimately crazy people out there that don't need to have guns, but you have to go through the proper process. You need to get them declared mentally unstable, and then have their gun rights revoked by a judge or jury based upon evidence, not based upon someone calling in and saying this guy's nuts because he yelled at you for backing your car into his garbage can.
Mm-hmm.
You need to have a legal process by which those rights are removed, and you don't just go in there with a bunch of cops, guns drawn, and try to take them from that. That's not how you're going to get people killed that way. You're going to get cops killed that way. You're going to get innocent people killed that way because someone is using this as a tool. So
I like a lot of the law enforcement officers say they're not going to enforce it anyway.
I say that until they say, well, you're going to lose your badge, and then what are they going to do? They going to work as a rent-a-cop at a mall Saturday nights? They're gonna follow. They're gonna do their. They gotta have a job.
Well, some of your sheriffs that were talking about it that are elected. So
Yeah, I mean sheriffs are in a different boat. They don't really have. They answer to different populace. They only answer to a mayor or to a city manager or to a Democrat. Oops, did I say that?
mm,
Uh,
yeah,
I'm getting distracted. We need to keep rolling. All right, so Indy was great. Apart from the things that were bad, and that was mostly people fighting over power, and that's going to happen anywhere you go.
well, we got a little new blood in there this time for the board. So
Yep.
Anthony Calandro, our buddy Anthony,
Woo-hoo.
congratulations. He is from New Jersey. He is a huge 2A person. He is fighting for our rights, and he will do a jam up job on the board. He also biggest indoor ranges, the biggest one around the New York area in New Jersey at Woodland Park Range. And if you've never listened to those guys, you can listen to him uh, Gun for Hire Radio.
Yep.
Check
Good
it.
friend of Tony Simon too.
Yep. Did you see Tony up there by chance?
Yep. Yeah. We did the bro hug and everything.
Did you?
I get hugged more at gun conventions than I do at church.
Uh,
That's the strangest thing. And big guys come up and give me a hug, and these military guys come give me hugs. I go to church, people like backing away from me.
gun guys reach around and give you a hug to see if they can pat you down to see what you're
Yeah,
carrying.
see what you packing, man. No,
What are you carrying today?
that was the strangest thing when I first got into this industry. Just the I don't know, it's just a bond that you sort of have.
Camaraderie.
Yeah, a lot of military guys in there, I guess, that have a lot tighter bonds with each other. I,
Yes.
I just don't have that kind of background. I know you do, but they are very true. Once you're in with them, once they trust you, you're in, and they'll do whatever they can for you.
Yep.
It's a good bunch of guys.
Yes, they are.
All right, so we want to talk about how you can help us out. One way you can help us out is by purchasing some ammo. And how do you purchase ammo? You go to ammo.com. Save $20 off of 200 when you use our link at ammo.com/God and Guns. See my logo here, there.
I do see it up there. It's up at the top corner.
It's up there. It moves around. So you can check out other links we've got in our show notes. They've got all kinds of cool stuff going on, and those guys send us some love. So please consider buying some ammo. Every month they send us a little bit of love. It helps keep our lights on and our computers working, and our website's never working, but keeps some things going. We would tell you to support us on Patreon, but Patreon has kicked me off and has not let me back in. So I don't know what's going on. Yep, they've shut us down for doing a lottery, and I was just doing people that sponsor the show do a drawing and send out swag. I wasn't selling tickets or anything, but so until we get that straightened out, there's no Patreon. So if you just want to send checks directly here, that'd be fun. What else can we do? Patches. If you need a cool patch like this, like this background here, don't say podcast there, it says God and Guns. Or like the stickers. We got stickers and patches. I gave out some to people who came up to me. Ooh, that looks really cool. Look at that. It's like gold there.
God and Guns.
So we got these cool stickers and we got these cool patches. And if you've already got one, you need to buy like 6 or 7 for your friends, and then give them out. And if you want to buy a bunch, send me a message and I'll give you a special discount.
The special deal.
Special deal. Free shipping on stickers and patches, no matter the quantity. And what else we got going? Join NRA. I know people are a little miffed with NRA, but they're still the biggest, bluntest object we got out there to fight with. So please join them. Devore, DVOR. We had several guys recently sign up under us through Devore using our link, and we appreciate that. If you don't know what Devore is, it's a clearinghouse for Optics Planet. They pretty much have some of the coolest stuff on the earth, like everything you need for your guns, hunting. Uh, if it's a man thing, they've got it. But check them out using our link and sign up, and we'll get some love. Hoplite Armor. We was talking about Lyman earlier up there in Montana. He has got all kinds of body armor. If you need body armor, which every man needs body armor. I don't care where you live at. You need body armor. And if you're gonna be traveling anytime soon in metropolitan areas, I would want to have body armor. So check out Hoplite Armor using our link, and they will send us some love if you guys decide to purchase Zija. I take Zija to keep me mobile. They have now that new CBD oil patch that everybody's like freaking out about. That's like the best stuff on earth. My brother-in-law is tried it and likes it, and so uh, I've got. I've just got the first batch of that stuff in, and I've got some supposed to be showing up soon. If you don't know what Zija is, you can go to godandguns.myzija. That's ZIJA.com. And you can find out more about it. And you're up.
I am up. So, crossbreed holsters. We showed you the what Troy and I carry. I'm going to show it to you again. The Super Tuck Deluxe, and you can see that mine is worn and carried in. I use it all the time. I love it. It's the most comfortable holster I have ever had. And I'll tell you, Troy and I talk about it all the time. If you are carrying and you have an uncomfortable holster, you are not going to carry your gun. That's just the way it is because it's just uncomfortable to have it. Crossbreed eliminates all that for you. I've been on trips out to Arkansas. Troy's been out to Montana, all kinds of places driving. We wear our guns all the time and
Yep.
have no problems with them. We love it. And they got a holster for you. If you got a little gun, they got a little holster. If you got a big gun, they got a big holster. Got one for anything you got. They may even have one for a high point. Who knows? But go check them out. That you can put in your gun what kind of holster you want, and they'll be able to hook you up. So check them out, crossbreedholsters.com, and use our promo code GNG and get a discount on us just for listening to the show.
They don't have one for Smith and Wesson something other revolver someone asked about this week. I found that out. It's one of the revolvers they don't have.
Really?
They probably don't have one for that Smith and Wesson you were talking about. That.
Oh, well, I'm probably not gonna carry that in a super
Yeah.
anyway.
You need a chest rig for that, those cross draw chest rigs.
Yeah.
The Alaskan Bear kind of a rig.
Yeah, that thing is beefy. I'm going to tell you. Who knows? Next show I may have it on here and be able to show it to you. Who knows? Who knows?
So, go ahead.
I was going to say our next sponsor is Axelson Tactical. Hey, if you haven't checked them out lately, go check out their website, axelsonusa.com. They have another promo going. They gave the 25% on all their merchandise is over. So if you're buying something other than one of their production rifles that they make, you can use our promo code God and Guns and get 10% off on that. And right now, all of their product that they make, the Axelson line of products, they have 25% off on those currently. So if you're looking for a good gun, they was advertising what was it the other day? Did you see that? Did you see the one they sent out? I want to say it was a 300 blackout. I can't remember, but man, it was half price. They was running a sale on it. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, I saw that they were clearancing out a bunch of stuff the other day. I didn't. I was busy. Didn't have time to look at it too closely. Of course, I don't have any money right now anyway, so it done me good.
But hey, if you want a precision rifle, go check them out. AxelsonUSA.com.
Hey, if you're going to NRA next year, you need to make sure that you get a hotel room in Nashville like this week because those hotel rooms are already like outrageous.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I'm in Louisville. I stay at my in-laws' house, and then I found out no, it's not in Louisville. It's going to be in Nashville. Like, oh no. So I
Oh,
turned around, start getting reservations, and they're already like the hotel like across the street. It's like $400 and something a night. It's normally
oh,
like 100. It's like normally like $200 a night. It's
I'm
like
not.
double the price.
I hope I won't need a hotel room in Nashville. I have, after being stationed up there when I was in the military, uh,
Rick,
my buddy Rick lives up just above Nashville, so like 20 minutes out. So I'll probably, Rick, if you're listening, I'll probably be staying with you.
20 minutes out. White House. Not that
Springfield,
far.
yep, White House, Springfield.
Okay, yeah. I got, I got, I got peeps down that way.
I got some beeps.
I got some peeps down that way. Interius Alliance. If you guys haven't checked out Interius Alliance, please do. We're a life member. We are their media. One of their media guys, just like Marty over at Talking Lead and Birdman over at Birdman Media. We are the three media gurus, or whatever you want to call it. And if they have some cool stuff, they're all patriots, and Charlie Melton is one of them too.
Oh,
Uh,
nice.
so check that stuff out over at interiousalliance.com. NRA Armed Citizen, Doug, what you got?
NRA Armed Citizen this week comes to us from Johnson City, Tennessee, and it was on WJHL. In Tennessee, a husband and wife were disturbed at night by banging noises against the house. Concerned, the husband armed himself with a shotgun and opened his door to find two men, later identified as brothers, waiting there. The homeowner ordered the men to go away. Pushing his way inside, one of the men chased the homeowner into the house, followed him into the bedroom. In response, the homeowner fired and wounded the intruder in the shoulder. Charges were pending against one of the intruders. So, didn't kill him, but he got him.
Well, there you go.
Hey, I saw something cool. I saw something cool. A lot of times you see advertisements on Facebook and stuff. I saw one of the gun magnet things that if you have a steel door, or if you don't have a steel door, you can put a thing up on the door, but you can take your gun and just stick it right on the back of the door. That way, you've always got a gun waiting. If you have to go answer the door, don't know who it is, you got one sitting right there ready to go. I thought it was actually pretty cool looking.
Cool. I like the gun magnet that's up underneath the steering wheel. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Of course, the magnet would fail and it would fall down under my feet and get underneath it. And I would go to hit the brakes, and then I wouldn't be able to hit the brakes. And then I'd rear end somebody.
Hey, actually, Crossbreed makes one that sticks on the bottom of your dash.
Does it?
Mm-hmm.
Does he use Velcro? I always aggravate my wife. She's always bringing home suction cups and Velcro. I said, that stuff don't last for like 15 minutes. It's going to fall off. And we're going to wrap it up. We've been going long tonight. I'm feeling silly. You got anything else, Doug, before we wrap it up?
Good, man.
Good. It's good talking to you. Good catching up. Good to hear you guys out there in the audience. I have not been able to keep up much because I've got ADD, and so I wander a lot.
Well, we got some listeners that are listening pretty good ways out there tonight.
I saw New Brunswick
and Guatemala.
Guatemala. That's a long way off.
It is. Oh, Andrew's on listening to us.
Andrew was up here. I bet he was up here turkey hunting recently, wasn't
he? Yeah, he said that, because I asked him when they were coming back again. He said they were leaving. I gotta go back and look. What did he say? Monday, Wednesday.
They're up here now.
No, they're coming back. They're coming back this way.
Oh, cool. We can stop in. You can see our new cows.
There you go, Andrew.
We need to have that event this October. I gotta nail down a date. Are you got any openings in October? Or are you gonna be? You don't start duck hunting until November,
right?
Do you?
November. Yep.
Yeah, I sort of have October penciled out outside of the Iraqi veteran shoot, which is usually the first weekend of October.
Mm-hmm.
Our anniversary, usually. Yeah. All right, go wrap it up. Send your feedback to Troy at GuyGunsPodcast.com or
Doug at GodandGunsPodcast.com.
Please tell your friends about us. Leave us an iTunes review like that dude did earlier, Timothy, or what was his name? T something. Yeah, that guy. Facebook.com. If like us on Facebook.com, we got a lot of people liking us on Facebook.com. I really like that. I don't know how long we'll be staying because I hear they're shutting down the conservative people left and right at Facebook and here on YouTube and here on Twitter. And I need to stay off Twitter because I'm getting in trouble. YouTube, check us out there like we are doing right now. Make sure you subscribe, please, and hit that little notification so whenever I send out a thing that you guys get it. Twitter at God and Guns Pod. It's God and Guns POD. And search for us on Instagram. I'm putting pictures over there a lot. Search for us on MeWe is like a backup, and I never did find out what the name of that video place was that we were talking about last week. I was going to find out for y'all, but I didn't. Our website, godandgunspodcast.com, is useless. Until next time, have a blessed week.
Hey, keep your guns close, but keep your Bible closer.
Good night, guys. Any last questions, snide remarks, hateful comments? Hit the like button. There you go. Hit the like button. Andrew, who else is over? Good night, Steve.
Still here with us too. He was hanging in.
He's hanging in, Steve. Appreciate it. You need to go to that Bulwark's carbine class, Steve, because you're close enough. And so you, Doug. It's going to be over in Georgia.
That's up at the range we were at.
Iraqi veteran, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that far away. It's a good 2-day course. You have a blast, literally.
Can you shoot that course with a regular optic, or do you need a red dot?
You can shoot it with iron sights, red dots, regular optics. I would suggest a red dot. I would go to Palmetto State Armory. Love you too, Steve. Good night. I would go to Palmetto State Armory and get their 10. They have that sale all the time, like a Sig Romeo and 10 AR magazines for like $190 or $200, something like that. That would be a good thing to have. Because then it's just a simple red dot, and that's all you need for that course because you're not shooting long range. It's a self-defense carbine class.
Right.
So you're shooting at close range, no more than, we were shooting 200 yards just for the fun of it, but most of the stuff we were shooting 50 yards or less. And so it's a great great base class to get you familiar with running an AR and moving, shooting on the move, shooting from cover, shooting with a team. So the more the merrier.
Can you shoot it with a 9mm carbine?
You can shoot with a pistol caliber carbine. You can shoot with a pistol AR.
Can you shoot with a Kel-Tec?
I wouldn't suggest that. No, you could, but I just don't know that. I don't know that it's. I don't know that it would be the ruggedness that you need for that course because they're shooting. You're shooting at different distances and stuff. I think that to get the accuracy you want at 5.56.
Oh, gotcha.
And I think that you want to get. I think that the Kel-Tec wouldn't be the way to go. I would, with you built a 7.5, and you've got the Axis and Tactical would work fine. You might have to switch out to you got a big sight on there now, a night sight or something, don't you?
Oh yeah, I can pop that right off though. But
yeah, you just throw you on a red dot and zero that sucker at 50 yards, 50 meters, and drive on, man. I wouldn't put anything on there other than a sling. You want a good sling? You probably want backup sights in case your red dot dies or something, so you can finish up the day. And I would make sure it's got a good charging handle, and I would bring as many magazines as you have. And something that we used on that course was me and Gunner, we used is that mag pump.
Mm-hmm.
And that thing worked great. They had them at the gun show, and they were selling them for $100. It was like $50 off the normal price. If I didn't already have one, I would have bought. But that mag pump worked great. They've got a new one now that's got like some. It's like a hybrid. It's got some metal parts, some aluminum parts, and it's got some plastic parts. Uh, so that was cool to see that at the show and talk to those guys as well. I mean, I talked to so many people I can't even keep. I can't remember all of them. But all right, anything else, Doug? Anybody else got anything else? Steve? He says he's doing it. Sounds fun. Good. I don't. I won't most likely be there since I've already taken the course. That's a little bit of a piece for me to drive for you.
It's a 2-day, right? That's the one you sent me the other day.
Yeah, it's a 2 day class. Yeah.
Yeah, I need to sign up for that and go up there and do it.
Yeah. You'll love it. You'll love it.
I could use the
So will Steve.
I could use my Palmetto. I could use
Any,
that.
I mean, anybody in North South Carolina, southeastern Tennessee, or Georgia ought to go to it. I mean, it's not that far of a drive for you guys. And Eric's a great instructor, and I don't know who else is going with him down there for that class. But
Is it Saturday, Sunday?
it's a Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, yeah.
And I like that range. That's a nice range up there.
Oh yeah, that's a boy. I wish we was on that range from where we took it. Of course, we got flooded out that time of year. You just gonna need a lot of water to drink.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. We'll talk to you later. Can you shoot it with a 30 millimeter? Well, if you can pack a 30 millimeter that has enough rounds to shoot, you need to, let's see, 20 rounds in the the challenge phase of it. So if you can pack a 20 round magazine of 30 millimeter,
How many rounds did you take? Did it take to shoot the course?
we were a little bit short because we got rained out the last part of the second day. So I think between Gunner and I, we shot about 750, 800 rounds, something like that. We would have probably ended up shooting.
Between the two of you?
Yeah, we would probably end up shooting like 600 rounds a piece, but we we qualified and finished up like an hour and a half, 2 hours early. So, but we got everything knocked out. It's just we had to speed it up a little bit.
Nice.
Chris is down there at that Red Hill Range. He's a nice guy. You need to get to know him. I don't know if you met him when we was down there last time or not.
I don't remember.
He let me put my truck camper back there in these woods behind out there at the place.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. Yeah, I need to get out and travel that truck camper more. I would like to. Would you use a high point? No, I wouldn't use a high point. Andrew.
Yes.
Andrew, you just causing trouble, aren't you? A high point carbine. I might consider a high point carbine if I had, big biceps and be able to hold that thing all day long.
Oh, that right.
It's a beast, man. I looked at one for Daphne. That thing, I don't know what the thing weighs. It felt like it weighed like 15 pounds.
It's a beast.
At 10 millimeter. It's a hefty bull. And I was like, I think not. She could club them to death with it if she ran out of ammunition. Pitch it on their car and crush it. All right. Well, I'm getting off here. Good night, guys. Good night, Andrew, Steve, whoever else is left over. Thanks for watching.
Good night, all.